You think you know Australia. Sydney Opera House, Great Barrier Reef, kangaroos across red deserts. That's what the tourism board sells. Drive inland and you'll find towns where normal society got suspended. 600 people built a community underground because the surface was uninhabitable. A mining town so rich they literally carpeted the main street in luxury. A population of 4 runs a working town with a post office, pub and cricket pitch maintained by people who refuse to let it die. Australia has over 900 towns under 500 people. Some are dying slow deaths, others refuse to, and some went so sideways they became destinations, not despite their weirdness, but specifically because of it. Today, we're finding towns that make you question if the residents are geniuses or insane. From underground cities to lawless Opal settlements where government doesn't exist, these prove Australia's upside-down reputation goes far beyond geography. Welcome to the 10 weirdest towns in Australia. Everyone is absolutely real. Number 10. Coober Pedy, the underground town. Coober Pedy sits 850 kilometres north of Adelaide in the South Australian desert. Summer regularly hits 50 degrees Celsius. The landscape looks like Mars. Red dirt stretching forever, no trees. Rocks scattered across flat nothingness that goes to every horizon. 1,700 people live here, but you won't see most of them during the day because most of Coober Pedy's population doesn't live on the surface at all. They live underground in homes carved directly into the rock hillsides. These aren't primitive caves. Fully furnished homes with multiple bedrooms, modern kitchens, comfortable living rooms, even underground swimming pools carved into the rock. Temperature inside stays constant 23 degrees year-round without any air conditioning whatsoever. While the surface bakes at deadly 50 degrees, residents sit comfortably in their subterranean lounges watching television, completely insulated from the inferno above. The town has underground churches where congregations worship in carved chambers, underground hotel where tourists sleep in rock-carved rooms, underground bookstore, underground bar where locals gather Friday nights. The Serbian Orthodox Church is completely below ground, hand-carved in the 80s by a single determined man over several years. Coober Pedy exists for opal mining, produces roughly 70% of entire world's opal supply. Miners arrived early 1900s seeking fortune, realized heat was completely unbearable, simply dug homes into hillsides instead. Dirt here, soft enough to excavate with hand tools, stable enough to hold shape for decades without collapse. Walking through feels genuinely post-apocalyptic. Landscape above ground, dotted with literally thousands of mining shafts, each surrounded by mounds of white dirt. Warning signs everywhere, telling tourists not to walk around at night or risk falling into abandoned shafts and disappearing forever. Town's golf course is entirely dirt without single blade of grass anywhere. Players carry small AstroTurf pieces to place ball on before each swing. Underground living became the town's entire identity. New residents moving here specifically seek out dugout homes. Real estate agents advertise properties by how many rooms already carved and whether there's potential to dig further into hillside. Some families have expanded homes over decades, adding new chambers whenever they need more space. When environment becomes hostile enough, humans simply build entirely new civilization beneath the surface. Number 9. Wycliffe Well, UFO capital. Wycliffe Well is a roadhouse 400 kilometres south of Darwin, population 10. Claims more UFO sightings per capita than anywhere on Earth. Alien statues everywhere. Green figures holding signs. UFO models on posts. Murals of flying saucers cover everything. The owner keeps a logbook of sightings. Thousands of entries from the 70s. Truck drivers, tourists, military personnel describing lights, impossible speeds, strange shapes hovering at night. During World War II, soldiers at a nearby base saw unexplained lights regularly. After the war, sightings continued. The Roadhouse started marketing as UFO capital. Skeptics point to Woomera prohibited area nearby. Experimental aircraft and rockets launched for decades. But believers insist movement patterns don't match human aircraft. Wycliffe Well turned UFO sightings into tourism. People stop hoping to see something. Alien merchandise. Campground where enthusiasts set up telescopes all night. A town of 10 built an identity around unexplained lights and made it sustainable. Number 8. Gwalia. Ghost town, 1 resident. Gwalia, 800 kilometres northeast of Perth. Early 1900s, 1,200 residents. Hotels, shops, school, thriving mine. Mine closed 1963. Everyone left. Buildings abandoned with furniture inside. Ghost town, frozen in time. Twist, Gwalia didn't stay dead. 80s, gold prices rose, mining resumed. Workers built modern camp nearby. Original Gwalia left untouched. Today, walk abandoned streets, peer into homes. General store with products on shelves. Hotel with beds made for guests who never came. State hotel now museum. 1 official resident. Caretaker maintains buildings, gives tours. Entire population of Gwalia. Contrast is surreal. Modern mining operation, one side. Perfectly preserved 60s ghost town, other side. Border between past and present. Herbert Hoover worked here before becoming US president. His house still stands as museum. Some towns refuse to disappear. Number 7. Lightning Ridge. Town that never sleeps. Lightning Ridge, 770 kilometres northwest of Sydney. 2,500 people. Swells during mining season. Operates on different schedule. Opal mining underground stays cool. Miners work nights. Sleep days. Shops open odd hours. Supermarket busiest at 2 a.m. Bars serve miners at sunrise. Produces black opal, rarest type. Single stone sells hundreds of thousands. Culture of digging, hoping to strike rich. Some decades without finding anything. Others fortune in first year. Frontier mentality. No street addresses. Mail at post office. Miners live in shacks on claims. Landscapes scarred with thousands of operations. Embraced eccentricity. Sculpture park from scrap metal. Bottle house from cemented glass bottles. Underground art gallery. Annual Opal festival. Auctions. Fossicking tours. Goat race tradition. Desperate hope meets genuine community. Chasing fortune in dirt. Most never find it. Stay anyway, drawn by freedom. Number 6. Taroom. More cattle than people. Taroom. 400 kilometres northwest of Brisbane. Human population 850. Cattle population 150,000. Pure cattle country. Town services. Massive stations stretching hundreds of thousands of hectares. Some larger than European countries. Workers go weeks without seeing humans. Main street. Pub. Store. Post office. Supermarket. Pub is social centre. Station workers escape isolation here. Men and women spent months mustering cattle, living in camps miles from roads. 1 school, kindergarten through year 12. Students from remote stations board during week, travel home weekends. Scale is incomprehensible. Stations use helicopters to muster. Land too vast for horseback. Quad bikes cover distances, taking days to walk. Mustering season, town explodes. Transporters fill roads. Mechanics work non-stop. Pub stays open late. Outside season, almost deserted. Workers move, shops reduce hours. Hibernation until next wave. Cattle to people, ratio 176 to 1. Town exists because cows need raising, moving, selling. Number 5. Tibooburra. Hottest town, coldest beer. Tibooburra, far northwest, New South Wales. 330 kilometres from Broken Hill. 150 people. Summer exceeds 50 degrees. Hottest inhabited place in Australia. 2 pubs claim coldest beer in Outback. Family Hotel and Tibooburra Hotel compete on beer temperature. Tibooburra Hotel has thermometer showing -2 degrees. Sounds gimmicky. In 50-degree town, freezing beer is genuine selling point. Tourists drive hundreds of kilometres to drink here, escape heat. Junction of outback tracks. Stopping point for desert crossers. Service centre for pastoral stations. Never grew beyond essentials. Store, caravan park, police station, 2 pubs. Landscape brutally beautiful. Red sand to horizon. Sturt National Park borders town. Remote untouched wilderness. No mobile signals. No internet. Red dirt, blue sky, silence. Adapted to extreme heat. Activities early morning, late evening. Middle of day, town shuts. Shops close. People retreat indoors. Life resumes below 40 degrees. Family hotel walls, covered in Aboriginal and travelling painter art. Accidental gallery with murals of outback life, wildlife, abstract designs. Stubborn refusal to quit in harshest environment. Live by choice, knowing every summer brings insane temperatures. Love isolation, simplicity, coldest beer. Number 4, Silverton. Movie set town. Silverton, 25 kilometres northwest of Broken Hill. 1880s, 3,000 people. Silver mines producing wealth. Mines closed. 50s population 50. Should have become ghost town. Became movie set instead. Isolation and preserved buildings perfect for filming. Mad Max 2 shot here early 80s. Pub, old buildings, empty desert became iconic Australian film locations. After Mad Max, Razorback, Town Like Alice, Priscilla Queen of the Desert. Over 20 films, countless commercials. Town exists for film crews and tourists wanting Mad Max pub. Current population 50. Most run tourist businesses. Silverton Hotel, filled with Mad Max memorabilia. Gibson photos on walls. Props behind glass. Tourists worldwide drink where scenes filmed 40 years ago. Embraced role as outback film location. Museum with props, costumes. Art galleries from local painters. Old jail, converted to accommodation where tourists sleep in cells. Contrast, booming silver town with thousands became tiny village, surviving by pretending to be fictional towns for cameras. Buildings unchanged since 1800s. But tourist posing, film crews setting up, living museum occasionally transforming to movie set. Number 3, Pillara, the town of 4. The Pillara sits in Western Australia's Kimberley region, 150 kilometres from Halls Creek. Official population is 4 people. 4. Yet Pillara operates as a functioning town with infrastructure that makes no sense for the population. There's a hotel serving cold beer, post office processing mail, general store stocking essentials, even a cricket pitch with proper oval, stumps, boundary markers, all maintained by 4 residents who decided living in one of Australia's most remote corners beats civilization. The Pillara Hotel is the heart. 4 residents take turns running the bar, maintaining the building, handling monthly supply truck deliveries. They operate an entire town between them because there's nobody else. The cricket pitch is the strangest feature. Proper oval with everything, but not enough people to field one team, let alone 2. Exists because original settlers loved cricket and built it anyway. Now maintained out of tradition and pure stubbornness. Pillara started 1880s as cattle station, grew into settlement servicing travellers through Kimberley. As roads improved, people travelled longer without stopping. Population dwindled to single digits. Most towns close at that point. Pillara's residents kept it alive, maintain buildings, keep hotel licensed operational, run post office for surrounding stations. Isolation is extreme. Nearest town over 100 people is hours away. No mobile coverage. Satellite internet unreliable. Monthly supply runs, weather permitting. Wet season makes roads impassable for weeks. 4 residents seem content. 1 person runs bar morning, building maintenance afternoon, sorts mail evening. Everyone does everything. No choice. Pillara represents extreme Australian rural life. Exists purely because 4 people refuse to let it die. No economic reason, not profitable, not strategic. Simply is because 4 individuals decided preserving this outpost mattered more than comfort. Number 2. Wittenoom. The town government wants erased. Wittenoom, Pillara region, Western Australia. 1,400 kilometres north of Perth. Used to have 20,000 people, now around 3. Government spent decades trying to erase it from existence entirely. Built around blue asbestos mining. 40s to 60s, mine produced massive asbestos quantities for construction worldwide. Workers lived in town, raised families, built community, then people started dying. Asbestos exposure causes mesothelioma, deadly lung cancer with no cure. Mine workers fell ill. Their families exposed to dust on work clothes also developed disease. Death toll climbed hundreds. Mine closed 66. Government declared town contaminated, urged residents leave. Most did. Handful refused. Insisted danger exaggerated. Stayed in homes. Western Australian government tried everything to make Wittenoom disappear. Removed from official maps. Shut down power and water. Dismantled buildings. Removed infrastructure. Delisted as official town, meaning legally doesn't exist according to government. Remaining residents stayed. Population down to 3 at lowest. Lived without electricity, pumping water from wells, generating own power. Maintained homes, refused to leave despite constant health warnings. Entire town still contaminated. Blue asbestos fibres in soil, air, building remains. Walking through genuinely dangerous. Government posted warning signs on every road. Removed from GPS systems. Everything short of physically removing residents by force. Weirdest part is stubbornness, both sides. Government determined to erase town. Remaining residents equally determined to stay. Standoff between individual freedom and public health in one of Australia's most contaminated places. Ghost town, where ghosts refuse to leave. Streets empty. Buildings collapsing. But as long as one person remains, town survives as defiant rejection of government authority and common sense. Number 1. Andamooka, Lawless Opal town. Andamooka, outback South Australia, 600 kilometres north of Adelaide. Population fluctuates 200 to 500 depending on mining activity. What makes Andamooka genuinely weird isn't opal mining. It's operating almost entirely outside normal Australian law. Not incorporated town. No local government. No mayor. No council. No zoning laws. No building codes. No formal infrastructure. Residents govern through informal agreements and social pressure. Want to build house? Just do it. No permits? No approval. Pick spot, start building, that's your home. Result is chaotic collection of structures, from proper houses to shacks made from shipping containers, scrap metal, scavenged materials. No street addresses. Mail delivered to post office, residents pick up. No town water supply. Everyone has rainwater tanks or bores. Electricity from generators or solar. Sewage through septic systems residents install themselves. Main Street looks like 1800s frontier town with modern vehicles parked outside. Hotel as social hub. General store with essentials. Caravan park for tourists. Beyond that, scattered homes and mining claims spreading into desert. Lack of formal government creates unique culture. Disputes settled between individuals or community consensus at pub. Someone causes trouble, gets socially ostracized until they leave. No police station, residents handle own security. Crime rare because everyone knows everyone, word spreads fast. But absence of laws creates problems. Environmental regulations don't apply. Mining waste dumped wherever convenient. No formal waste management, rubbish piles on town edges. Health and safety standards are whatever each individual decides acceptable. Opal mining operates same free-for-all. Stake claim by marking area, start digging. Find opal, it's yours. Someone thinks you're on their claim, sort it between yourselves. Government maintains basic claim registry, but enforcement minimal. Attracts people wanting to live outside normal society structures. Retired miners, drifters, artists, eccentrics who couldn't function in regular towns. People came for week trying opal mining, stayed 20 years. Permanent transient quality. People come and go. Homes abandoned when miners move, occupied by next arrival. Nothing permanent except desert and endless search for opal beneath. What makes Andamooka weirdest Australian town is proving you can have functioning community with almost no formal government. Works because people agreed to informal rules and stick to them. Fragile, chaotic. But operating this way over 70 years shows no signs changing. So there you have it. 10 towns proving Australia's weirdness goes far deeper than tourist brochures admit. From underground cities carved into hillsides to UFO capitals in the middle of nowhere. From ghost towns with single caretaker residents to completely lawless opal settlements operating outside government control, these places exist in defiance of logic, comfort, and sometimes basic safety regulations. But here's the real question nobody wants to ask. Are these towns weird because the people living there are crazy? Or are they absolutely brilliant for finding ways not just to survive, but actually thrive in environments and circumstances that would mentally and physically break most of us within weeks? Think about it. Is Coober Pedy's underground life genius adaptation to extreme environment or collective madness? Is Andamooka's complete lawlessness genuine freedom or recipe for chaos and disaster? Is Pillara's population of 4 maintaining an entire town infrastructure admirable stubbornness or foolish waste of resources and human potential? The truth is probably somewhere uncomfortable in the middle. These towns exist because Australia is a continent of extremes. Extreme heat, extreme isolation, extreme distances, extreme hostility to human habitation. And when you push humans into extreme conditions, you get extreme solutions. Some solutions work. Coober Pedy has been underground for over a century and shows no signs of returning to surface. The model works. Andamooka has operated without formal government for 70 years and hasn't collapsed into anarchy. Lightning Ridge's nocturnal mining schedule makes perfect economic sense. But some solutions are clearly unsustainable. Wittenoom's residents staying in contaminated town aren't brave freedom fighters. They're risking slow death from mesothelioma for principle. That's not genius. That's tragedy waiting to happen. What makes these towns genuinely fascinating isn't whether they're good ideas or bad ideas. It's that they exist at all. In most countries, these places would have been shut down, evacuated, or absorbed into larger municipalities decades ago. But Australia's vast emptiness and libertarian streak means if people want to live underground, or refuse to leave contaminated ghost towns, or operate towns without government permission, they mostly get left alone to make their own mistakes. That's uniquely Australian. The idea that if you're willing to suffer enough, you can live however you want in the middle of nowhere, and society will shrug and let you do it. For better or worse. What do you think? Would you actually live in any of these towns? Or do they prove some places are simply too weird, too isolated, too extreme, even for the adventurous? Could you handle Tibooburra's 50-degree summers with only cold beer for relief? Would you dig for opals in Lightning Ridge, hoping for fortune that statistically will never come? Could you be one of 4 people keeping Pillara alive out of pure stubbornness? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've actually been to any of these places, tell us what it was really like on the ground. What the documentaries and travel shows don't show you. If you made it this far through this deep dive, you're clearly interested in the strange corners of Australia that most people never see, never think about, never even know exist. Subscribe for more explorations into the places, stories, and people that make this country genuinely unique beyond the standard tourist attractions. Next week, we're covering the abandoned mining towns slowly being reclaimed by the desert. Ghost towns where nature is winning the battle against human infrastructure. Towns that once had thousands of residents, now just empty buildings and wind. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. And maybe think twice before complaining about your town being boring.